I'm going to show how to get the formula for the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix for those who are interested in that kind of thing. So this is how I did it. I just thought about, I'm looking for a matrix times my matrix A, B, C, D that gives the identity matrix 1, 0, 0, 1. So I took a matrix of unknowns x11, x12, x21, x22, multiplied it against this matrix, and asked when is it going to be equal to the identity matrix. So x11 times A plus x12 times C is equal to 1, the first entry. I wrote that out here. Next, x11 times B plus x12 times D, and those will be equal to 0. I wrote that here. x21 times A, x22 times C is also equal to 0. I wrote that here. And then I did the last one, x21B, x22D, that's equal to 1. I wrote that here. Next, what I did was divide these two into two sets of equations. Basically, I'm grouping the x11, x12 set together and the x21, x22 set together. Now what I'm going to do is make a substitution. I took one of these equations, a x11 plus c x12 is equal to 1. I solved for one of them, this one, x11. x11 is equal to 1 minus cx12 divided by a. I then took this x11 is equal to this, substitute it into the second equation. This bx11 plus dx12 is equal to 0. Now I continue on over here. I'm substituting for x11 in this bx11, this. That's what I did over here. B times this substitution plus dx12 is equal to 0. Now I multiplied b out over here. And one thing I did, and it'll be apparent in a second why I did that, is I separated these two things into just two separate fractions. So I have b divided by a minus bc divided by a x12 plus dx12. And I did that so I can group the x12's together because I'm going to rearrange this whole equation to solve for x12. That's the idea of it, since we have one unknown now. So now that I've got this, I grouped the x12's together. I factored out x12, so I have b divided by a plus x12 times d minus bc over a. And next, what I did was put these over one fraction. So I multiplied top and bottom by a, this d. Now I have b divided by a plus x12 times ad minus bc divided by a. Now what I'm going to do is factor out a 1 over a to here. So I factored out 1 divided by a, so I'm left with b divided by a plus x12 divided by a times ad minus bc. Now I can multiply both sides of the equation by a. Canceling these a's, 0 times a is 0. I'm left with b plus x12 times ad minus bc is equal to 0. Now I just solve for x12. I subtract b over to the other side and divide out by this. x12 is equal to minus b divided by ad minus bc. Going back up, x12 minus b over ad minus bc. And I can look over to this formula, and I can see that that's right. I have minus b here, and I have it, the formula set up to where I'm multiplying all of these things by the scalar. 1 divided by ad minus bc. You can write this whole thing as d over ad minus bc minus b divided by ad minus bc, etc. But this is less writing. So that's how to go about getting this formula. I'm only going to do the one. If you want to get the rest, you just do the same thing for all the other ones. This time I would solve for x12. And basically this would just be, these two things would just be reversed. And then I can go to the other two sets of equations, it's the same thing again.